Hey, viewers, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another week of building in my studio. I did start a little early this week. Birch Books, that's what we're on today. Let me get out the old instruction manual. This is what it's meant to look like. Now, if you're not familiar with the model, it's an awesome model. There's a lot to love here, but just because of the way I roll, I don't like to create vanilla mocks or vanilla sets. I like to shake it up a bit. So Birch Books gets divided onto two separate base plates. A little green, they're both little green ones. They're over there somewhere. But I figured, what would be fun to do with it? Expand the bookshop. Do something a little bit more bookshoppy with it, something that catches attention from a distance, not just a detailed close-up building. And I started by basically making it a corner block. So let me just clear a bit of stuff right here. Let's see how this shows up. So yeah, this is where it's at right now. I've got the corner block kind of styling going on. Because basically what happened is I ended up very lucky. I ended up with two sets of Birch Books. Didn't have to pay for either of them. That's partly to do with my LEGO Masters involvement. Pretty cool. So yeah, this is where I kind of started. I'm going to keep most of the basic street scene, or expand the street scene, make it a corner block, and that way I'll be able to kind of raise up. And the plan here is I'm going to have kind of a large kind of sculpture of a book open here at the top, and I'm going to have after that, on the final level, keep introduce a little reading area, but all the while keep as much as I can from the set itself. I don't want to change it up too much, just enough. So, yeah, I'm kind of just fidgeting, really, taking it slow with the process. Been at it about an hour and a half, just making sure everything lines up, enjoying the little details that are here in this set. By the way, if you're popping in, watching right now, say hi in the chat. Otherwise, it's just me talking to myself. Tell me how your week's been. Mine's been kind of crazy and hectic, but pretty good, actually. A couple of new clients for commissions. It had been quiet last year, so that's good. I'm not sure how much I should really kind of say about that, though obviously I don't want to jinx it. And yeah, so yes, expanding our little set here. I did pull out the bags and I've thrown them over there, so I'm going to go grab bag 2 for the second set. Give me just a tick. I think what I'm looking for is in here. Hey, Roxo, how you doing, my man? How's life treating you? Enjoying the craziness of the week? I mean, it has been a bit of a crazy week, you know. It's, I don't know if they come much crazier, in fact. It's an interesting times, right? Interesting times. Isn't that what they say? So, alright. So I'm just going to fidget with what I've got here. Very much like what the set gives us in its kind of basics. Alright. I am going to need some 1x1 greens. So, off to the wall. And that's one of the big things I did this week. I started the very intensive job of cleaning up the studio here. I started with this little section, or at least this shelves. I've got all my pick-a-pick cups there. They're so gorgeous when you just leave them in their containers. I think that really works. So yeah, just having a bit of fun with that there. And go on with it. All right, let's see. Money went up, money went down. Can't explain that. I don't know. Is it the time for jokes? Sometimes these things need to be signaled for me. But yeah, no, that sounds good, man. You know, definitely could be a. All right. So, idea being, I'll get a little bit more height before I transition to our windows here, which need just a little bit more. So, and 1x2 greens would be the perfect thing for this. personal trainer? Yeah, I did that this week. You know, I'm going to get my, like this time last year, I had a six-pack, you know, and I want that back. I felt good. Got to work off all that COVID bulk. You know, it's, I don't know, it's not too bad, but, yeah, I've been worse. First world problems, right? First world problems. And you know what? I've got this big container. Like, I'll show this to you. A big container, all 1x2 greens, trans. Do you think I've got dark green in here? Not a one. Not a one. Yeah. Well, kudos for you, getting in shape, you know. That's always a good thing. So, start putting more of this together, I think. So yes, the idea with the set is very much to keep it symmetrical. You know, same size pretty much. Then I'll have this kind of reasonably sized book, you know, open, comically sized for a minifigure, but realistically sized for a real person. Book there in the center. And, I'll go up into kind of just a rooftop garden reading area. So, yeah, I can't remember which gym I'm with. I have to think about it. It's very orange in its colour scheme. That probably means nothing. But yes, it's the orange gym. Yeah. Alright, so getting in here and starting to expand what we've got. So, the green's kind of there to reflect that anyway. I probably shouldn't use the additional green. I don't know. So the idea is, this had previously had white visible behind it over the arch. Yeah, you can probably see now. I'm thinking I want to keep more of the green, the trans green, but making that work is apparently going to be challenging. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to look for a few more tubs. How often are you going to be getting into the gym there? You know, making it work? Roxo. I mean, tell us more. What's the plan? Had the first sessions, figure out the program. You know, just hit it once a week with the 6 big lists or whatever, the compound lists, or something more complex. I don't know. Like, what works for you? Yeah, it's always good to have a training partner. You know, it can be tricky to organise and coordinate, but somebody to push you that little bit, that's always good. You know, it helps. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And spotting when you do the big stuff, you know, the heavy stuff. Alright. That should hopefully be enough to work at this now. And where was I? I'll put that little bit back on and see how we go here. Alright. So yes, and that brings in a little bit more of that beautiful trans green there. The angling is not that tricky. Getting stuff onto a 45-degree angle in Lego is actually trickier than it looks quite often, and especially holding it in place. But this is just kind of lined up with a couple of curved bricks behind. Hopefully, I don't know if this will show properly. But I've done it with a couple of curved bricks here, and that just does a pretty darn good job of just keeping everything in place and not wriggling. Extra hinges because the math on the 45 never quite lines up in terms of stud to stud length. But yeah, that's how it's done there. Nothing complicated, or at least I don't think so. I don't know. My mileage on that can vary, so sometimes I need to take hot tips on that stuff. And yeah, the graphic designer in me, I love a good bit of lettering. So that's kind of what I've done here with the signage. Instead of using the straight up Birch Books, or I probably will still use the Birch Book signage here on the edge of the wall. extend it out a little bit. But for now, I've got, like, books written there in. I don't know how easy that is to read. But yeah. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Like, again, otherwise it's just me talking to myself. And I don't know how exciting my voice is. It's been a crazy, interesting week. I think there's way more interesting things that have happened during the week than, who would have thought financial activism is now a real thing, people taken down Wall Street through memes. I love it. There's something about that just speaks to my little anarchist heart. Yeah, I was trying to get along to the gym with my nephew. My nephew, hasn't been exactly committed. That's probably the polite way of putting it. I am missing another bag too, I think. I don't know. I do need to double check this. Alright, so we've got the book here. One of the weird things about this set is the Birch Books comes with exactly one book in the set. Like, it's literally called Birch Books. You'd think there would be more. No, there's not. Just one. Just one set. Wow. Quite a nice set, though. It is, get this beautiful, and actually, yeah, the camera's not going to pick this up at all. Let's see if this works. I don't know. I'll give it a moment to actually show my end. How did that look? Oh, here I come. Oh, yeah, too close. Yeah, that didn't show up well at all. But there is a beautiful little print on that. And yeah, there. Where's the rest? I've tried to keep stuff clean by pouring everything into here that I was working with earlier. This is the remnants of bags, or 2 pair of bags, 1 and 2. I should talk a little more about some beautiful things that the set does give us. Like, we get some gorgeous little minifigures, and he comes with a beautiful little remote control plane that has some really nice little features. It makes use of the fact... yes, here we are. The recent 1x1 round with bar piece. It, if you haven't noticed, has a pinhole there at the end, which in this set is used to, and I know I built it. I bet it's floating around in there somewhere. Yep, there it is. So part of what you build in the set is this beautiful little microscale remote control plane that gets trapped up in a tree. That's part of the stories that are happening in this little section of Lego City. And yeah, the little propeller piece that we've seen start to appear in a few sets just pops into that little pinhole like that. Yeah, looking good, eh? Looking good. Anyway, yeah, there we go. There you have it. Looking good. I need more of the trans green parts. I don't know how much noise me sorting around in that is making and how much of that is carrying through. So if it is a little crazy noise, please do let me know. Probably one of those things I should have tested before with it. And something just dropped over there. Something hit critical mass. That was loud. Scared the bejeebies out of me. Oh, I don't know. I should cry about it like a billionaire on primetime TV. I don't know. I don't know how much we should say about the financial activism that's going on in the world, but yeah, I do. I find it quite amusing. Are you in the same boat? It's I think it's one of those ways that you live in the future, as I see it. The world is changing rapidly. And enterprising, creative, driven people are always going to make use of those tools to do amazing things. Let's see if I've got enough of the trans green in there. Right, there's one. One more at least. I can see. Ooh, looks like I got them all. Looks like I got them all. Ah, now I'm a happy camper. Yeah. How is that? Got 'em. Got them. And yeah, there are. I'm not going to concern myself with interiors for this build. I'm going to skip straight over that and focus on the exterior. Because once I've built it up, I probably will make sure that the two levels can be divided or separated or however you want to phrase it. But beyond that, yeah, I kind of want to keep it, well, once it's on display, I'm not going to be opening it up. Save myself the parts, basically. That's the short story there. So, keep the part count down. And yeah, I guess it's worth highlighting. I mean, this has all been done, bashed out pretty darn quick to get to this point. Like I said, I'm probably an hour and a half in the build. Most of that's just kind of thinking and kind of putting stuff down and kind of exploring and planning, taking it off, doing something else, putting it down, exploring. Because, what lines up, what doesn't. I'm still not sure about the windows. I might change those up further. Hello, Anthony. How you doing? How's your day been? Anthony there in the chat. And yeah, I think, I haven't really started doing too much on the exterior, the footpath as well, and that's one of those little details I want to start bringing in, because one of the things that the official set does is it gives this cute, gorgeous little tiled area outside of the front door there, which I'm going to bring in. And so let's do that now. Let's find the little parts for that. And yes, again, please do let me know if this is coming through noisy, because I don't really have a way of knowing. Not on this end. So. Yeah, exciting. I'm not sure I want to talk more about WandaVision. It seems like I'm talking about that every week. There's not a lot of good TV on at the moment. And, I've needed to be sitting down and sorting Lego. I've in the last week, I think I've sorted 40 litres, because it's probably not 50, but it's definitely more than 20. So, I've sorted a lot of Lego in the last week, It's been a big, busy week for that. And, Lego sorting, not the most exciting thing in the world. I like to sit down and have something to tune into while I do that. Here's the rest of the book. Looks like I got extra spares at the tile, maybe, that goes inside. Here we go. Yeah. Moby Brick. Tale of a landlubber. No, pirates. Something cool about pirates. They go seeking mysterious bricks. Barbarians. Yeah? Yeah, what streaming service is Barbarians on? Where do I catch up with that? Alright, so let's tweak up the front doorstep here. Alright, I'm having a little trouble finding the 1x6s. I thought were in here, but maybe I'm wrong. So I'm going to get more creative with that, I think. I think that's the answer there. And just wondering where I should position it, how closely in to give... In fact, yeah, I'm going to give it more space on this. I'm going to give it more space. Make it the square out front, the tiled area, a little larger than it is in the original. So, alrighty. Can add a few more details that way. That's the idea. So, alright. Start bringing little details there. Netflix Roman History? Okay, yeah. I'll give it a shot, yeah. I've been exploring the new categories on Netflix. I think I've pretty much tapped out all the truly cool stuff. And so, I've tried to explore and stretch a little further afield. I am going to need some 2x2 white jumpers. Alright, just moving around the room on the other side as I find them. Yeah, here I am. Cool. And that'll help start setting up the windows on the other side. And the back walls are just going to, like, they're not intended to be seen. They'll just be straight up. I'm wondering if I should actually swap to panels to make it easier. I don't have any panels in the same colour as the front of the building, though. So I'm humming and hawing about how I will make that happen right now. So, shouldn't be too tricky, though. Shouldn't be too tricky at all. And yeah, here we go. Everything I need to finish up that window frame. I'm still not sure about that window frame. I might change it up. I don't know. So yeah, okay. Barbarians, give it a try. See, like, we've been watching Kim's Convenience, which is nice. I don't mind it. I'm not crazy in love with it, though. Not in the same way I am with WandaVision. But yeah, you know, a little bit of rewatching of Archer and The Office and a few other things. Yeah, I'm like, what's something new? What's something cool? So, use Latin. I don't speak Latin. Is that going to be a problem for me? Do I need to be able to speak Latin to watch The Barbarians? Though, one of the cool things I did discover on Netflix recently, so I'm going to share this with you, is Nobody's Looking, which is not, I think it's Portuguese? Might be Brazilian. I'm not 100% sure. Very definitely not in English. It's dubbed, and it's dubbed a little weirdly, but that's not a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. It kind of actually makes it kind of cool. Yes. Have been watching American Gods. Back into that. New season has dropped recently, so yeah, it's but yes, Nobody's Looking. That's definitely one I would recommend if it hasn't come up in your recommended list yet. Like all the I don't know. I've gotten myself in trouble this week by saying negative things, and I probably shouldn't. So I'm trying to learn the lesson of not doing that. So I'm not going to say much about the shows I don't like as much. But I'm not impressed with Netflix movie lineup in general. Netflix is the new straight to streaming for movies, isn't it? Like, it's very niche appeal. You've got to be in that niche if you want it to appeal to you. And yeah, it's a bit of a thing. It's okay, I guess. Trying to be critical. Alright. So yeah, I like how this little pattern down there at the front is starting to look. Better keep that off for now until I get the other little parts in and around it. And, you know, I think something more for the tiled area. You know what, there's a lot of golden yellow tiles in this set, so I'm going to use those. Space those around the edges. Alrighty. Here we go. Yeah, you get about a gazillion of the pearl gold tiles in here, so hopefully enough to do what I'm... Yep, that'll be enough. 3, 2, 1, locking it in place. Oh yeah, cooking with gas. Yeah, it's and Sandman. If you haven't heard, Sandman is finally being talking about game and movies or productions. So the new season of American Gods does look a little bit like they've been affected by budget issues. You know, that and the Corona year, the combination of the two, which is it's a thing. It's a thing that happens, right? But it's super positive news is we're getting like American Gods. Sandman casting has been announced, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that brings us. Alright, so thinking of what I'm going to do to finish up the tiled area, just there on the corners. I'd love for some 1x1 rounded gold tiles. I don't really have many of those, though. So I'm going to flip that, I guess. Pick something else. Not a huge detail, so maybe it's the kind of spot I should be saving parts. I don't know. Dark blue. If I had more dark blue tiles, I'd probably go with it. Mirror what I've got there. Oh yeah, actually, I'm starting to find some. Yeah. Woo! Alright. I can use some actual studded ones, I guess, on most of the corners, except there, where the entrance spot is. Alright. As long as I get two. I need at least two in the tile. Oh yeah, here we go. Got him. I'm feeling good about that. Yeah, see, little things like, some of the cast has been changed up. We're starting to get slightly bigger platforming. I'm not about to give spoilers here. No spoilers. But for those who have read the book, you might know some of the things that happens with some of the characters, because they haven't stuck to the books too heavily. They haven't been afraid to change it up either, which is good. And yeah, that's. They were definitely in that very first episode of season 3. Those notes that they're moving towards their finale. And setting up the things they need for the finale. That was telegraphed pretty loudly, in fact. And so, I guess they're getting ready to change gears. Ready to... Oh, that's a squeezy spot in there. Okay. Let's squeeze this in. Get that into place. You gotta get into place. Oh, yeah. And over here. Ah, yes, like a glove. Ah, a little bit of magic right there. And now I have an entry area. I'll add a few flowers to the pot plants outside. The pot plants are really just there to hide some of the gaps in creating the angled look. But yeah, I'm liking how that's come together. So, and certainly that's another reason for leaving the rear completely enclosed, because once it is completely enclosed, you won't see those gaps, and that's good. That's awesome. So, let's start a little bit more of setting up what I need around the back, closing up some of the gappiness. Alrighty. Do I have one with that one? I've been cleaning up this wall behind me. Should make stuff easier to find. You'd think. Is that what I need? That's all the way down the bottom of that tub. See, these are the kind of things I need. I need to sort these tubs so they're actually not just random containers of parts, but a little bit more specific and ordered than that. And yeah. Actually, I'm going to pull some of these out. There we go, flowers. We've got some flowers. Happy accident, landed in my lap. Let's use these as the flowers for our pot plants. Front. So yeah, here we go. Awesome. Not too many. I don't want to crowd the bushes with flowers. Gives an idea, a little bit of a sense of leaf combined with the last one. Yeah. Okay. How's she looking? Yeah, that works. Same for the other one. Let's get some little flowery, blibbity, flobbity. I don't know much at all about botany. Is that the right thing for going out in the garden and doing gardening? I mean, the specialist term beyond gardening. What do you call plants and stuff? Like, that's a green one. And that's a white one. Yeah. That's the extent of my botanical knowledge right there. I can tell you the difference between grass and trees. Sort of. As long as there's no further follow-up questions. Yes. Yeah. All right. So let's kind of figuring out what angle to put that on so that it works again. Give it a little bit of angling. Yeah. Yeah. I love the little planter boxes they've got for the trees that will come later in the build. You know what? I thought I had the bits I needed in there. I don't. Let's put that back and try and find something else. Different container. Maybe I better cross the room again. That might have it. Once I get to... Too much digging there. Too many crickets. I will be back. My best Arnold Schwarzenegger. But not even close to my best Arnold Schwarzenegger. My heart wasn't in that. Alright. So, found some of what I need. Need just a touch more. Oh my gosh. Why is this so hard? Oh. I'll improvise. Improvising with some of the parts here. Okay. So. Need a few more 1x1s. Start. Probably should keep that shaping to it, shouldn't I? Which doesn't mean I need to elevate by just a little bit there, but start setting up the same on the other side. Oh, rookie. These over to the side. An RP. Okay, now I totally need more details on this. For those not reading the chat, Rockflow has just mentioned running an RPG campaign wherever one had been a Florida man. And I like, sounds cool. Like, I'm down. That sounds awesome. I need more details on this. How does this work? How does it get executed? Like, tell me more. Tell me more, man. Captive audience here. I've got the internet waiting to hear more about this. Come on. Why are you no connector? Come on, second, start it up. Got the math right on that, so there we go. Oh, yes. Cooking with the gas. I probably should put more of those in. I don't know. I've got to figure out how it connects to the rest of the building. In fact, I think I'm going to focus on the facade. That way I can actually change up. I'm torn. I'm torn again. Like, how do I make... I want to save parts on the rear. That's what's going through my head right now. Like, not creation. There's a lot of parts or aspects you juggle while you're going through. And yeah, one of them is always, how do I conserve parts to use in other spots of the build later? So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. How do I conserve parts on that section without kind of letting too much gappiness show through? See, Roxo, I'm hoping you're still there, because Rock On is with us. We need to know more about the Florida Man campaign. Tell us more. Yeah. So, like, you're the X-Files investigating who Florida Man is? Or you are Florida Man? Like, how does this work? What are the details? Oh, a possessive spirit. Okay. So there's only truly ever one Florida Man. It's not them, it's the... okay. So, like, Call of Cthulhu-esque. Oh, is that where we're going with this? Let's start lining up some of the other little bits we've got going on here. Blocking in some of the window frames. Yeah. Still this little part of me that's not happy with how the window frames look. I'm wondering if I should inset them more, or maybe, offset them more. Insetting them means you wouldn't get that half-plate arch, or it wouldn't be as obvious. So I'm thinking maybe that's it. Maybe raising them up a little, actually. That could be the go, depending on what I do to make that work. Captain Florida Man, without powers. Oh man, there is so a TV pitch in there somewhere, like an awesome TV pitch that I would 100% watch. Yeah, I would be down for that. Not quite sure how it'd work. Stumble in, we're going to save the day with the combined powers of Florida Man. Yeah. Alright, so just lining up. I do need a little bit more to go on there. I'm going to finish off that little corner. See, it's quite often little details that catch you on these kind of things. The big details can quite often look after themselves, and once you've got them locked in, everything else kind of starts to write itself. But the little details, like how do I connect this feature here to that feature there? Because some of the features here that I'm using in the set are straight out of the original, and I'm not repurposing much at all. Like, I kept the basics of the window, I kept the basics of the edges, the pot plant painters are vanilla to what's in the instructions, whereas some of it starts to step away a little. It obviously doesn't have the angling or the lettering. I've done a little bit more with the sidewalk pattern, but not much. I don't want to change that one up too much. And yeah, it's... Once you've got those little, and this is probably revealing part of my inner process, or hopefully revealing part of my inner process, because that's what I'm meaning to do with this. But the idea of having, starting off with those key little details and then bringing the key details together to create something larger. D&D man shorts. Okay, D&D in Florida. Tracking down the possessive spirit of Florida Man. Excising the land. Yeah, I can see it. I totes can too. Like, no exaggeration. Count me in. Sign me up. I don't know. Where do I sign up? How do you sign up for these kind of things? I'm down. Or maybe Florida Man made me say that. I don't know. That's a pretty lame joke. I apologize. They don't all work. It's a good thing being in dad territory, though, like dad age. You can make bad jokes, no one cares. So, you just write it off as being daddy. Yeah, I was just being daddy. Daddy. Oh. And, like, the secret pleasure of being able to embarrass your kids. Like, if I'd known how much fun that was, I would have totally been a dad so much quicker, I love my kids almost as much as I love embarrassing them. Nah, it's the other way around. But, you get where I'm going. And I'm looking for the other bit of the book. I'm looking for some of the grey tiles. I'm not finding... Oh, yeah, I can see some of them. I can see some of the grey tiles. And it looks like they both actually contain spares. And, I come in from the top and now I can't find it. Oh, well. I'm just kind of getting in some of the spacing. Like, you probably, one of the things that's worth pointing out in how I'm setting this up, because a lot of it comes from the idea of having those little details kind of ready to go and thoughts about what the little details look like. I'm like, I've got this little letterbox here. I quite like this little letterbox design. I can't even remember. Like, it's my own personal design. I came up with it quite some time ago now. But I think I'd been watching Danger Mouse that afternoon. And I kind of wanted to capture that idea of the British mailbox kind of styling. So yeah, that's off the tangent now. And yeah, I kind of I know what kind of little details I want to put here on the path, but not exactly where, not the exact precise details. It's more of a loose plan. So what I should point out is, at the moment, I've kind of put the tiles in very loosely, and I haven't put them in side by side, because at some point I'm just openly acknowledging I'm probably going to want to pull those tiles up and put something else in its place, or conversely, to keep people on the minifigures or whatever else I bring in, I can use the pieces with jumper plates to hold them in place so they don't just fall over the first time you breathe on them. So part of what I'm doing here, and it helps me kind of line up some stuff too. Like, I need something there to hide that gap. And yeah, those little gaps that start to appear. Oh yeah, maybe I should start. I don't know. I'm never really great at remembering specific jokes. I feel a little guilty about that, But yeah, it's and like, there is this little part of me that thinks dad jokes are a bit lame, and they are, but, not that lame. I don't know. I can get away with it. I can get away with it for a good few years yet, actually, so, why not? Yeah. So, awesome. So, I've got basic ideas here. Just starting to kind of pull stuff together, figure out the spacing. That's going to have to line up with our corner, wherever that ends up being. I think what I am going to have to do is, I know what I'm going to do with the rear. I am going to make panels. I do have big boxes of panels floating in it. In fact, I've got one of them behind me. Yeah. Dig. All right. The 2 panels gives me that kind of height. Then I'm going to need some basic tiles, I think. I will make sure that the level above can come off. So that's kind of perfect. That works. So I'll just close up the gaps there, lock everything in, and then I'm good. I am good. All right, so what will become obvious, and this is the bit I did want to avoid, combining that tan too quickly there in the edge. I guess it's kind of unavoidable, so I'm just going to go with it. Right. So yeah, Florida Man. Tell me more. Tell me the mechanics. I mean, are we talking like just a bit of Always Sunny in Philadelphia style action? Another one I've been binge watching while I'm sorting Lego. I still haven't watched the classic PP whatever episode. This is the one with the mailroom. I got to search that one out. Shows I probably shouldn't talk about on something that kids might be watching. Yeah, don't watch that, kids. It's bad. Rot your brain. Alrighty. And now looking in more of the corner details. Housewares versus COVID? Yeah, I can see that. Alright. Bring that in here. I've got everything I need to... Yeah. So pillars. What's going through my head right now? Pillars, use basically what goes on in the official set to kind of create the side pillars. I quite like the side pillars, want to keep that as a detail there. Again, at no point do I really want to shift too much from what the original set really does. So, what I need there is at the top. I'm going to echo the other side. I think that's the key. Echo the other side. So, let's do that. Yes, how do you top off a tower? So, yeah, I've never been hugely into The Office. It makes good background watching. I'm not, beyond that, I don't know how much, you know. I mean, some of my first jobs were working in offices, and I fled that. Like, I fled that at a rate of knots. So, so I need a few more modified 2x2. What do you call them? The macaroni bricks? Macaroni. Yes, do the macaroni as a dance over here. Take a moment to show off my sweet, sweet dance moves while nobody's looking. Yeah. Rick Lamar, bud. I don't know. Things I do to embarrass my child. 101. Yeah, macaroni bricks. There should be some in there. There don't seem to be. What about in this tub? Macaroni bricks. Do we have some? Oh, of course. They're just at the bottom of this tub. Alright. Macaroni bricks. Digging down. There's one. Boom. And somewhere there will be a number 2. Hopefully. Yes. Oh, cooking with gas. That's the old colour, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go with it. It's done now. It's in place. I'll load. Actually, I think we need the extra height, don't we? I think 2 more in order. So, 1 there. And where's number 2? Ah, there we are. Hey, LDK, how you doing? How do you embarrass your kids? What's your preferred method, you know? Your surefire kid embarrassing techniques. I don't know. Let's learn from a master, huh? Okay, cool. That gives us that little bit of final bit of height we need. Not quite happy with how that's locking into place there at the front for the signage, but it's not too bad. It's enough. Sometimes you just kind of cut your losses and say, yep, that'll do, big. That'll do. So, that'll do. Alright. And I need a little bit more black brick to kind of line up on that side. I'm wondering, actually, I could maybe bring in a snotted brick to kind of lock stuff in if I get my spacing right. I'm tempted. Could be the right way to go about it. Yeah, that could be the way to go about it. Alright. So, pluck in a little bit more there. Bring in a little bit more there. Yeah, a little bit of space. I can double up on black 1x2, the new style, rounded. They're hard to find. I don't have enough of them in my collection. So, lining that up to make that work is going to be tricky. So we'll work at it. Alright, first things first. Big bag of black. Yeah, here we go. Black 1x2. Got a whole big bunch of them to do some brick bending that I never end up doing. I really should get back on that, actually. A little bit of brick bending. Brick bending's fun. Alright, here we go. in. I think maybe in order to hold everything, I'll get everything lined up better too. I'm going to do that. There's little important structural bits that just make everything else a little easier afterwards. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And that brings everything together enough that I can start working on the next layer. I do need some 1x3 in black, which aren't in the set, so more daggy dancing as I duck over here. I don't know. Woo. Alrighty. There we go. And I've got everything I need to start thinking about the next, or well, capping off that row, basically. The bricks behind me. Thank you, Jane. I've been sorting this week. So, yeah, it's basically the pick-a-brick cups. I do need to get what's inside the pick-a-brick cups a little bit more organized. Is really, yeah. I'm not great on the organization. It's not my strong point. Hey. All right. So before I can go up, I need to basically lock in what's there on that level and start creating what will become the basis for my balcony. And because I'm keeping this symmetrical, I'm just going to make sure I've got the right parts. That'll do there. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. Awesome. I do need to find a 1x1 with stud on side, but I'll do that a little later and finish up the front of the signage. I'm also seem to be missing the 2x2 glass. There it is. Let's get that in place. And I want to go with the instead of using the tiles I did, I want to use the pyramid gold pieces. Be set on the signage uses little 1x1 gold tiles. But I like the texture of the pyramid part a little more, so I'm going to go with that. Yes, I can find them. Like, they're here, around here somewhere. I guess I'll have to find them later. Well, I could go with love hearts, actually. That'd be nice. I don't know. Love is good. Yeah, might be the love hearts. Later. I'll figure that out later. Alrighty. So, yeah. And, I've got everything locked in here. I can start going up. I need something around there to 6, 8 wedge. This is going to be tricky because I'm not sure I've got it in all the right colours. That's why I'm pausing right now. Large wedge part. Let's just see what I've got. Large wedge parts. I don't even know where I'll put the box. That's the thing about cleaning your office. It's not to lose stuff. No idea where stuff goes. It gets confusing. Alright. Let's see how I go with this. There we go. That might be it. Step it forward just that little bit. I need to do a little extra structure underneath to get that locked in. But nothing too challenging. Nothing too challenging at all. Easy peasy. Awesome. Okay, let's make this work. Start there. That brings us to there. Let's get the tiles on. I think what I'm going to do for the next layer is I'm going to step it back just a little. So I'm going to need some tiles to hold everything in place. I do want this supported from underneath, but it's not as yet. I can do that a little later. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use jumper plates or or just the occasional stud to lock the next layer in. As you go up, it helps with the structure, basically. When stuff shifts, it kind of gives it that little bit of wriggle room to do so. And I'm not an engineer, I can't tell you the technical terms for it, but there are technical terms for it. And yeah, just kind of, okay, let's go with this. I think I want corner details. I want something there on the corner. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm just going to leave the attachment point to make it possible. All right. Should that be a one? Oh, so yeah, that should be a 1x6. That lets me put a jumper here, so I can also keep those details going. And my rear wall is falling down. All right, do I have another 1x6 floating around? Probably somewhere. Here we go. Awesome. We're together there. Yeah, cool. All right. Oh, man, the time is flying by. I knew I wouldn't get too far through this today. I mean, I've been taking it nice and cash, and, you know, it's the kind of thing that, like, once it's done, I want to be able to keep it done and give it a nice place to display. So, you know, I'm giving it that little extra bit of attention. And it's the kind of thing I can stretch out over a few weeks too. Or at least in terms of headspace and thinking about it. So, but it doesn't look like much later yet. And I'm wondering if I should feel a little guilty about the beginnings. Like I need reasons to feel guilty. Yeah. Confessions of somebody who battles with anxiety. Or you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you're one of those people, you know what I'm talking about. So, I'm one of those people. And you know what? I think we need to talk about that stuff more, too. You know, I don't think we should bottle it up. So, you know, a little bit of openness about that stuff is good for us all. So, the pyramid parts in pearl gold, where are they? I know I have, yeah. The official set gives us these and would have us put those in those little spots. And I do love the shine you get off those, but that's not what I'm after. I like the texture. Okay, I've got one more here. Let's get that into place. Awesome, let's put the other tiles right there. And that gives us everything we've got on the go. We're cooly doos, okay. Cool. Kind of get the sense of where it's going there. So, and my little mailbox. I totally need to get a rat or something that just like rang away. Danger mouse. I don't know. Too cryptic, too Easter eggy. I don't know. I think, you know, you need to put a few Easter eggs into a build. That's the thing you do, right? All right. So I can start from here going up to the next level. And now I'm looking at it, I'm going to want to continue this piping system. I'm wondering if I should actually continue that up there instead. I'm torn. What can I say? All right. See, it's going to occupy way too much of my brain space. Way too much. What can I say? Gonna go with it, though. All right. So, maybe instead, I'll go with that there. Extend these. Anyway, I think maybe I should wrap up soon. I don't know. I feel like I'm flagging a little. I feel like the energy's starting to go out. It's drink time, it's hydrate, it's eat. You know, the important stuff. That I hope you're looking after yourselves today, you know. What else? Like Roxo mentioned he's going to the gym. I don't know. What about everybody else here? What do you do to look after your body? What do you do to look after yourself? And what kind of stuff have you done to look after yourself this weekend? Yeah, tell us. Tell us there and in the little chat. And yeah. The bumpy bits. Where are the bumpy bits? The 1x1 rounded bumpy bits? In here somewhere. I just want to kind of get a sense of how it's going to look if I use that as a tactic, I guess, or a finishing option. And I need a few 1x2 plates to do it as well. A bit more of it going on. Oh, actually, no, not 1x2 plate. Let's give it a little bit of detail. Let's bring in a clip just to kind of give it texture. Like it steps back that little bit before it steps out again. Alright. Yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Let's just get the sense of it there. Yep, I can work with that. That's it. I'll hang something off there. Don't know what that looks like yet, but that'll give it a little bit more texture there. Let's press you down properly, though. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think I've got what I need. Give it a really large featured book here. That's going to be my next step, I think. Because, you know, building the platform for the next layer, that's kind of boring, right? You guys don't necessarily want to see that bit. You want to see the exciting stuff, you know? Like this week, I've definitely got to pull my finger out and actually make some, like, other videos. And, you know, I can get some mock showcase videos or something done. Because, like, that's the other thing that happens when you clean up your office. You find all those old mocks that just need to be pulled out and dusted off. So, yeah, and there's quite a few in the room too. So, alrighty. So, get that into place. Start reshaping. How many spares do I have in here? That is part of the question. May not have enough. You think with 2 sets I would have enough, but I've also done a lot of expansion so far. Because, of course, the original only covers one kind of, or a half base plate, 16 wide at the front there. I'll probably do the same for the apartment block that goes next to it. Alright, I'm going to need some jumpers to go or help hold that next level in place. I'm going to put those in now. I think I've got enough. Yep, okay. I just need the 1x2 greys. Cool. And here we go. Yeah, that corner. I've got to wriggle. Like, I've now piled a whole bunch of tubs there. So, like, I've got to wriggle to get past it. And every time, you know, it's a little bit of a butt dance. And then the music starts. And you got, like, when the music starts, you got to dance, right? Like, that's one of the rules. You know? Dance like nobody's watching. Live your life that way. I'm down to that. Ooh, I'm going to need... Are you locked in? Why do you feel like you're higher than my other side? Because you are, aren't you? You are. Turns out I did not grab enough of those 1x2s. Oh, well. What you gonna do, hey? What you gonna do? Alright, let's get a little bit more happening in here. Get you ready for the next step. Yes, it's definitely time for me to go have a drink. My lips are feeling quite found one. Woo! Let's roll with that. Yeah. Cool. I need to get a bit of camera set up in here, I think, because I want to be able to move that camera around and show you up close and personal what's going on here. And this little webcam doesn't really do great at that. So, but here we go. This is what I've got so far. So again, keeping the sides symmetrical. And this will probably be the less seen side, so I'm going to put in less details there. But it's because I'm making it symmetrical, it's easier to keep, just do one side, figure out what it looks like, give them those little details. And then, yeah, start finishing up. I think I'm going to continue the piping because the official set does for the next level, but I want to start thinning out. Quite a lot at the top because I need space to put the book in. I'll keep the kind of roof of the official set partly because I want to have that idea of a rooftop reading area. and just bringing a little fun to it. I think one of the things I do need to do at the moment, and I don't know how much of this will still happen once I put a lid on top, but one of the things that bugs me in a mock is when you put in windows and then you get up close and you look through and there's clearly nothing inside the building. There is a balance somewhere in between, so I think I'm going to cheat that a little by just kind of putting bookcases straight up here immediately. So the first thing you see is just that splash of colour created by the bookcases and nothing else. And then maybe a pillar there to block it or something. And yeah, kind of cheat it that way so it doesn't look completely empty when you get close. So yeah, a lot of the details are straight up kept from the official set. Not all. You know, part of it, this is definitely about modding the set. Things I should highlight for the budding builders out there is just those little things, like there's quite a big gap created by doing this technique. And I could finish it off there neatly. It's close enough that there wouldn't be a gap if I made it, you know, angled it just right. But I like the idea of that little step in. And again, I don't want light shining through from the wrong side to make that obvious, and so just little things. Like the plot pants came out of the idea, and I did always kind of know I kind of wanted something plot planty there to hide it. But there's a few ways I could have done it. I don't know if I'm sold on that as the solution. Might go a little bigger. See how it goes. Got to start bringing on all those details. Anyway, I feel like I'm babbling, and I should stop that, right? So, for those who have joined us today and are still watching, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go get myself some dinner and come back to this very soon. And next week, I think maybe we'll tackle the apartment side and see how much I kind of get done in advance. See if I can bring some extra structure to that. You know, I don't know. I mean, this is just live streaming in the office, you know, as I build and have fun with this stuff. So it's not Shakespeare, is it? I could stand on stage and do Shakespeare. I'd be great at Shakespeare. I so wouldn't. I don't know, actually. I'm generally good at most things I put my mind to. So yeah, I'm going to be great at Shakespeare. Back yourself, right? Back yourself. I would be awesome. Anyway, thank you for joining. Thanks for saying hi. I am totally down for Florida Man, D&D, Roxo. Let me know. Hit me up. And yeah, look after yourself, guys. Treat yourself well. Stay safe. Stay awesome. Till next time.